Hey kids, here's what we're going to do today. Your STEM challenge today is to build a vehicle that drives away from you and returns. Okay? So once you start that vehicle, it'll go out a little bit and it'll come back to you. Alright? And you won't be allowed to touch it at all once it takes off and drives. Okay? So here's how we're going to do this. Alright, in this STEM activity, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, I've kind of told you what you're going to build, and it's a vehicle that can drive away and come back to you of its own, under its own power. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the parts that you get to use, and you'll be able to pause the video, get out the parts you need, make a plan, test your design, revise it, try to, using the engineer design process, try to get the best vehicle possible. Then what we will do is we will kind of look at the group and we will decide, okay, where are we at? And then we will restart the video, or you will be allowed to restart the video if you're working on your own independently, and see my design. And at that point, you can make a decision. Modify your design, stick with that, or take your design and combine it with some of the features from my design, or flat out take your design apart and go with my design. So you have a couple options there. Once you get your parts, once you make your plan, design and build and test, you'll have your own vehicle, and you'll have the option of keeping that vehicle. You'll have the option of revising that vehicle with some of the things from mine, or you'll have the option of scrapping your design and going with mine, and then even possibly improving my design, because that's always a possibility. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the camera and I'm going to show you the materials you'll be able to use that you can get out of the warehouse to make your vehicle. Alright, so pardon the poor camera work, but I got to reach forward and turn, and we're in the STEM room, or the STEM lab. Okay, alright, here we go. Whoop. Alright, the parts you're going to be allowed to use. You will be allowed to use one gray rod. Okay? One gray rod. You will be allowed to use one red rod. Just one red rod. You will be allowed to use the following connectors. 1, 2 dark gray connectors. 2 dark gray connectors. Okay? And you will be allowed to use 2 medium wheels. Not the large, not the small. 2 medium wheels. Okay? So, there you go. There are the parts you will be allowed to use to make a vehicle that will drive away from you, return back to you. Okay? You can use as many of the parts as you want. You can use as few of the parts as you want. Alright, so anyways, go ahead and pause the video, get your materials out, and engage in the engineering design process. Okay, well, I'm not sure what your design came up as, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my design. Okay, I'm going to show you my design. At this point, I'm going to take the gray rod and put it aside, because I'm not even going to use that on my vehicle. Don't even need it. Then what I'm going to do is take the red rod and I'm going to snap a dark gray connector on the end like that. Then I'm going to take a medium wheel and I'm going to slide it on like that. Okay? Then I'm going to take the other medium wheel and slide it on like that. Then the next thing what we're going to do is I'm going to take the other dark gray connector, snap it on like that. Whoop! And there is my vehicle. Look at that, it already wants to go. Alright? Now you're probably wondering at this point, how can this be a vehicle? Well, Segway is a vehicle like this. Okay? So if you had a Segway, it's a 2-wheeled vehicle. Alright? And it operates like this. You're also probably wondering, how do I get this thing to move, okay, and come back to me? How do I get it to move and come back to me? Well, this is my power source. And if you watch, I take it, I go whoop, and away it goes. Okay, I take it, and I go whoop, and away it goes. Just like that. Now, when it goes away, like that, it's coming back to me. But it's coming back to me because this is on a slope. You won't always be on a slope. In fact, if this were to go downhill, it wouldn't come back at all. So here's how I've decided that I can turn mine to make it come back to me. Instead of putting the power in the middle here, I'm going to start the power on the side here. And there we go. Came right back to me. Do it again. And came right back to me. Go to this side. And comes right back to me. Okay? So you can see that through a little physics and use of this gray rod, I've got a vehicle that did just what I wanted it to do. Okay? Now, your choice now is either to take your design and stick with it and improve it, take your design and use some of the features of my design, or scrap your design completely and build this simple design. All right? That's your choice. There you go, kids.